You don't often see a face clock divided into fifths like that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
little
Kingdom Hearts
12-minute chunks.
time is kept by a different kind of clock, I think.
Oh yeah, the Kingdom Hearts people are made out of stern stuff.
Like I'm assuming like this is a special kind of clock that they reserve for the Disney Vault as well, where they're like, when it lands between the 2 and the 5 space, stuff can come out, and if it goes between 1 and 4, you got to go back in. And the 3, well, flip a coin.
When when all of our videos disappeared off of the off of YouTube, all of Loading Ready Run's videos disappeared off. I shouldn't say our,
And all the videos on YouTube went away.
we're in Desert Bus right now. But
Thank God, finally.
yeah, when all of the Loading Ready Run videos disappeared off of YouTube, and they started coming back at random intervals and disappearing or whatever. I was kind of like, we need to just do a short little video saying that, look, you need to either watch them now before they go back into the Loading Ready Run vaults. You know how it is, so. God.
And just post a picture of the prop closet. We don't know what's back there.
Yeah, just keep throwing DVDs in there and be like, we feed it polycarbonate because it's hungry and it seems to like it. So
Stop growling anyway.
we still have a few hundred more Itch Magic DVDs we need to dump, so we'll be fine here for a bit. So
Just sell them at the boot of your car.
As a kid, I was much more of like a Don Bluth household. Our family was more of a Don Bluth than a Walt Disney household. And so this whole like idea of a vault that opens and they release things every now and then was always really magical to me. I found out about it in late elementary school, and I don't know, something about that always delights me.
it's like we have this thing that has just come out that, remember this? And
Yeah.
I mean, I always pictured it. So there's like I think it's a Tiny Toons episode where they go to like, there's a very old cartoon character who's disappearing, and you find out that the only reason that cartoon characters can keep going and last as long as they do is because people still watch their stuff and like believe in them and whatnot. And there's like a background thing where all of like the reels of stuff are, and I always just kind of pictured the Disney Vault like this forgotten zone of things.
Oh no.
did we want to do some like remembrance of Don Bluth stuff that we used to watch at all? Like, you were not.
I don't.
You were not a Don Bluth.
No, I grew up in Long Beach. We were 20 minutes from Disneyland.
Oh wow.
If we didn't go to Disneyland, we would be shot by the Mouse Patrol. Like, it's
So,
just
like,
required.
Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven.
No, that was like store
are-
brand stuff as far as I was concerned.
I didn't know.
Also, there were
Don
so
Bluth.
many of them.
They made
Yeah,
18
I
of them
mean, yeah.
ultimately, but yeah.
I mean, Land Before Time was the only one for the longest time, and then all
Just
of a
at
sudden
some
they were
point,
like,
time
"We've
is going to
gotta-"
arrive. Surely, time will begin.
Well,
How
you'd
long are we
think
gonna wait for time to begin?
but they've got like 10 sequels
Yeah.
or more.
More by now. Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
There's
probably
enough
more at
in
this
like
point.
the fabric of my childhood that I will see a particularly good star-shaped leaf and go, "Oh, Littlefoot," but like I don't really know what that means.
You're not like The Secret of Nim?
Yes.
No, not at all.
That was my
Um,
first Don Bluth film.
I didn't know these
American
were all.
Tail,
You could all categorize those all together.
Yeah. An American Tail, An American Tail, Five Goes West.
Fern
Yep.
Gully. Nope. What's
Yeah.
that? All
Yep.
Dogs Go to Heaven. Nope.
Huh?
Titan AE.
That's the first
I
one
had
I've
younger
seen.
brothers, so I did have Titan AE around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So did they
I feel
just
like
do
younger
not
brothers.
like everything that wasn't Disney?
Well,
Is that what happened?
if you watched
confused.
American animation movies, like feature
Yeah.
films, they were almost certainly going to be Don Bluth.
Did they do the Final Fantasy Spirits Within one?
No,
that them too?
No.
no, that was
No.
not them.
Oh, okay.
They were like a competing studio, sort of, to Disney, but they were much smaller, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I think Don Bluth used to work for Disney.
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back in the day, and then when the labor troubles happened, I guess
Yeah.
he was like, he's leaving and he's going to go start his own thing.
I think his last thing might have been the one about the toaster.
The Brave Little Toaster.
Very little toaster.
Yeah, I think that was
Aw.
him at Disney. And I think that was his last thing before he left. Great Mouse Detective was Disney. I'm pretty sure.
I did
Yeah,
watch Great
it
Mouse
was.
Detective, Yeah.
Sorry, I just caught it in
Mhm.
chat. But yeah.
Yeah, and like I think we might have had Brave Little Toaster, but it seemed like Shakespearean in its tragedy. It's like the
Oh,
end
yeah.
of the third Toy Story, but that's the whole series.
There's a second Brave Little Toaster. It's like Brave Little Toaster goes to Mars or something real weird. Not
Yeah,
that the
like, we
first one
had-
ain't weird, because I have
Yeah.
vague memories of the first one, and it's weird.
It was like a toaster and an electric blanket that are friends, right? They go
Yeah, I
on.
think so. I
They almost
remember a
get
vacuum
destroyed
cleaner and a
several
lamp.
times. Yeah.
Look, there's something about like The Secret of Nim was a challenging movie.
Oh, it was so gorgeous though.
Yeah,
Just like
but
the opening sequence of it with the golden, yeah.
I think I watched it once maybe, but I was also like 7 or whatever, so I was like super young and didn't quite get what I was like. This is really neat. But
The Secret of Nim?
yeah, but
that movie scared me as a kid.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like it's this terrifying movie in some respects. You're just like, what is happening here, and why is it happening, and why? God, like compared to like it's Cinderella. You know, it's like this is not Cinderella. This is
well, no.
Well, but if you put it up against the stuff Disney was putting out at the time, like The Black Cauldron, which we should not talk about because it's a horrific thing. A horrific destruction of a beautiful story. I'm sorry.
I've heard stories about it not being what it should be.
Aggressively
formative.
Unwatchable.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Oh no! People in chat saying they liked Black Cauldron. Okay,
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
but these are...
I'll roll back my criticisms. I'm just.
You're allowed to have opinions. It's okay.
I did not like it, and I grew up with the books, so.
They are. It is okay. It is okay for them to like the movie, and it's okay for you to not like the movie.
I'm taking my critique down a step because I was like, it's terrible.
And definitely not to your taste.
It is dark, though. I do understand that about it.
It's dark, and I found it very, very difficult to track with the plot insofar as it had one.
Yeah.
That's why I call it aggressively unwatchable, because it's very forgettable for me, and that's not normal for film.
I mean, what we watched, like The Sword in the Stone.
Oh God!
And I was just like, this was a movie where they really just wanted to make an old man be a fish for a little while, didn't they? And they forgot that the plot existed, and they were like, oh shoot, I guess he should go pull that sword out of the stone. Well, story's done.
Definitely, like, High School Carrie did not follow High School Daniel around grabbing his scarf and going at him or nothing. No, that never happened.
That is darling. That is exquisite. Thank you for that. That was super cute in the film. There were like, there were moments. I did feel bad for that squirrel though. Like,
It has good stuff in it. It's just like when you're watching it, you're like, we could have just probably skipped the whole thing about a boy trying to get a sword out of a stone and doing that plot thing, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, well, because everything I remember from Sword in the Stone was mostly because they had chopped it into bits and would play back the bits during the Wonderful World of Disney, which is, I don't know if you had that, if that was a thing they ran down south. On CBC, they would have Disney segment every Sunday.
Oh yeah, Disney owns ABC.
Yeah. Oh no, CBC.
That's what ABC is for.
Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Right.
Sorry, you mean that
we
ABC
don't have the
does
CBC, but
thing.
we have Wonderful World of Disney for sure.
Okay, cool. I was like, okay, I got all
You think
confused
Disney's
there.
cranking out Canadian specific television that's not you're getting sloppy seconds.
I had thought that you guys got like the full length movies, whereas what we got was an hour long of we chopped this into bits so you could enjoy just these portions of it.
No, I mean Wonderful World of Disney is a staple. Like it's how Disneyland got made, right? Like they just kind of like, hi, I'm Walt Disney, and I really want a place where I can ride trains. Wouldn't that be great, boys and girls? You know, they just gave him free ad time or network time just to be like, you know, what would be neat is if I flattened this orange grove. I'm Walt Disney.
What's like the Sword in the Stone clips that I watched were like, I have no idea what this is that I'm watching because I never got to see the entire movie in my entire life until Disney Plus showed up, and it's like, you know, this is a movie you can watch. I'm like, I think I want to watch this movie, and I realized that they just cut out 20 minutes of it, including the end that we never got to see, and we just got the clips of like
really an end there,
the squirrel bit and the swing in the water bit and like the fish bit,
the like magic fight.
I think there was that.
Yeah, magic fight's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Mad Madam Mim.
It just felt like they cut out all the stuff that dragged. They were like, "Oh, this is part where people are talking, so get rid of that."
Yeah,
honestly, that's probably the best way to watch it.
Yeah, like I grew up with the sing-along tapes, which are just a clip with like the little karaoke track.
Yeah,
and so it's just the singing parts of the movie. You don't need plot or context.
I think we had the French one of that for Aladdin because my sister was taking French in high school. And
were the songs all in French then?
Yeah,
What was the
yeah.
songs?
They had like the French version of the songs. Weird.
How do you say Prince Ali in French? Do you remember?
My sister took French.
Okay.
I did not.
You just blocked your brain from any osmotic French.
I remember Quelle heure est-il and Il pleut, and that's about it. Like that's Quelle heure est-il is it. That's
okay.
That's
it is
pretty
well.
much...
It is 3:19 a.m. So just
thank you.
because you're asking.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, BJ and I went through like a stint where we were like, oh, we'll just watch a bunch of the old Disney movies, and then later after we'd gone through those, I was like, I'll watch some of the sequels that made it directly to VHS. And
I've heard Return of Jafar is good.
Oh, the Aladdin ones aren't too bad. The
Tarzan,
the Littlest Mermaid sequels are just like, these don't make sense, but okay.
What got me was finding out that all of their sequels that they were making, I didn't realize that Walt Disney Animation and Walt Disney Television Animation are two very different studios.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The Tarzan sequel is just like a weird episode where Jane's friends from like England come to visit, and they all are like, and she's just like, oh, you need to wear a suit and stuff because we're going to eat tea and crumpets and they won't understand you. And weird, like, just a real weird thing.
They have a term for that kind of movie where it's like it's three separate vignettes that are tied together with a frame. I can't remember what they call those kind of movies, but yeah, Disney made a lot of those kind of movies.
The Littlest Mermaid one, the sequel is like, I have a daughter now and we live on land, but like, see, Ursula's sister is mad that we did thing to Ursula. So she's gonna try and do a thing to our daughter and like all of our family, and it'll be terrible. So she can't go swimming. And then like the third one,
what's the merch status on their daughter?
That's the third. The third one is like, let's do a prequel. Let's go back in time and be like, oh, music is banned from the kingdom, but Ariel really likes it and keeps going off to a club in the middle of the night that's secretly run by Sebastian, who's not supposed to like music either.
I really want her to have one human leg and one mer leg.
Merfin.
Just like swims in a circle. Kickity kick.
I'm deeply curious about that because it's like when you hear somebody say the like classic, oh yeah, I got a nose job because I didn't want my kids to have, to grow up having this nose. And they don't realize that like that's not a genetic change.
I do remember there's this really weird thing that I read, and I don't know how true it is, but there's something about if you exercise, like, or let's just do it this way. If you get fit, if you're not fit, but then you get fit, you lose weight, and you can do that for a long enough time, have a really fit body and whatever, you can technically pass that down to your kids.
Yeah, there's plenty of epigenetic stuff.
That's what I mean, is the epigenetic stuff, right? But it's like, but getting a nose job is not epigenetic.
That's not epigenetic.
Yeah.
Totally surgical.
Yeah.
Much like replacing your fish fins with legs would be, presumably.
There's like this thing where they take their baby out into the water when this all happens, and they're like, okay, we can't let her go in the water anymore. And Poseidon had like this magical like locket thing that opened up and did music and stuff and was like gonna give it to her, but it's like, no, she can't know about anything about the sea now. And while he's like in the ocean looking at like, I guess I can't give this to her, he just kind of like throws it into the water and like swims off like, well, I guess I don't need this anymore. And like, I know she needs to find that later, but that's just weird.
I guess like Ariel repeating her father's mistake by forbidding half the world to her child kind of makes sense. Just like, you can't go there.
Yeah. You won't be able to breathe underwater. Try that one. Try telling her that. And then when she gets in there, she's like, I can breathe underwater. Also, drugs must be great then.
Right?
Mom's been lying to me about everything.
Sex is probably pretty fun.
Yeah, and I should try cocaine. God.
You know what? I do want a car.
Yeah. Oh God.
I mean, they could have gone like Selkie style, or like those mermaid films on Netflix where you are only a mermaid if you're in the water, and then when you're out of it,
right? Yeah.
Once you dry off, you're not a mermaid.
I'm thinking about, you know how moms generally don't know the words for things? They don't know the names of popular actors. They don't know the slang. They don't know how to describe anything that you like.
Yeah.
And Ariel doesn't know the words for feet, or she doesn't know what a hairbrush is.
Right.
Like, just what, like, mom stuff doesn't she understand?
Oh,
like,
no.
Like breastfeeding?
Diapers?
Yeah. She puts she you know, hooks the baby on and then just drops it because she expects it to float like an astronaut that's just come back.
By her age, I was swimming alongside my mother. I don't understand what's wrong with my baby.
Yeah. Oh God! Actually,
what's this diaper thing? Won't the water just carry it away?
What about? I mean, I don't know if anyone actually ever explained to her on land that you can't just walk along on land and poop yourself. Like that could have been a really interesting plot point in the first movie. That she's just on land with her legs and she's just dropping it in her pants while she's standing next to Eric, and he's like, "What is going on?" Like, she's so weird.
I mean,
I'm in love with her.
If you pay attention to the Little Mermaid, she goes through her first part until she gets her voice taken. She does not speak. Then when she gets her voice back, she does like the sing-song voice thing to prove that she's got it, and then continually does not speak for the rest of the movie, even during the wedding vows.
this is borderline lewd, but like she's the concept of like wiping front to back. She's never had a front and back in the same. Like it's just kind of been fused together her whole life. So like, how would one? You just have to get a doll, I guess, to explain it to her, and then she can explain it to her child.
I mean, they don't have plumbing in the time period that she's in.
They just walk waist deep into the ocean. So she's like, haha, my cover.
That
I
depends on the culture.
Should be okay.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
There are some very old cultures that did have plumbing.
I mean, if she married a prince, then chances are good she could have a bathroom attendant to handle all that for her.
Yeah.
But also, if you're looking for a good reason that nothing happened during the kiss the girl scene.
She farted. Yes. Okay.
There's no olfactory like component to film, so who knows?
Yeah, when Ariel encounters a fart for the first time, that's the scene I want to see.
Yeah, she's gonna have a lot of smells that are
in the ocean. That's immediately not your problem.
Yeah.
You can watch it leave the room.
It just.
I don't think it comes with a sound effect like that.
And you probably don't smell it. It's just like, oh, I made a wish.
Yeah.
The surface is where the wishes go.
I mean,
some fisherman up at the surface is like, ha! A mermaid fart. Make a wish, boys.
People are asking in chat, it's like, do fish actually fart? Like, don't fish fart? And I'm kind of like, God, I would love to see. I'd love to video of that. I'd love to watch a fish just like fart real and just like jet forward a little bit and like get freaked out that it happened.